I wonder if you knew that nearly 50% of small businesses fail within their first 5 years. That is a sobering statistic. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be your story. Imagine a business that runs so smoothly, you no longer feel like you're constantly putting out fires. Instead, you're able to focus on growth. You're able to focus on profitability, and you're building something you're truly proud of. That is exactly what we're diving into today. Hey there. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Carol Surbey. I'm a certified systems business coach. For 25 years, I built and managed a specialty concrete business that became the top rated company in Vancouver. So I've been where you are, juggling the day-to-day operations while trying to grow and wondering if it's truly possible to be able to do both. It is, and I'm here to show you how. Today, we're going to tackle the backbone of every successful business, their operational systems. I know it sounds technical, but I need you to trust me here, okay? I'll make this simple. My mantra has always been to simplify success. And by the end of this session, you'll have practical strategies to start to streamline your business. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. So, strong systems are the backbone of any stable business. Without them, you'll essentially end up trying to run a marathon with untied shoelaces. Eventually, you're going to trip. I mean, we're going to trip anyways, but this time when you trip, it's going to be hard. By identifying inefficiencies and implementing clear and repeatable processes, you actually can regain control, you can reduce stress, and you can create a space that allows for strategic growth. Running a business without systems is like trying to fly a plane without a flight plan. You're reactive and you're constantly addressing the crisis of the day. This actually leads to burnout, to missed opportunities, and a lack of confidence in both you and your team. One of my clients shared how they were always in firefighting mode, and it was exhausting not knowing what would break next. I think this is starting to sound a little bit familiar for you. The solution starts with clarity. First, let's identify the tasks that you're repeating every single day. Write them down. This might feel tedious, and it is, but it's essential. Next, I want you to document the steps involved in completing those tasks. Finally, I want you to determine if this task can be delegated, automated, or simplified. And before we actually put it into action, we need to test what we wrote. Okay. So once we get it delegated, we delegate it to the person, we sit with them while they actually do it to make sure that our recording process has captured every detail of what we do. Yes, it does need to be that tedious. And yes, you only have to do it once. Promise you. Instead of now doing it every day, you have to sit down and record it once so that we can now teach other people how to do it. Every business has bottlenecks. And I promise you that if you own your own business, you are the bottleneck. But for those of you that don't believe me, and setting that aside, tasks or processes that slow everything down are the bottlenecks. Perhaps it's waiting for approvals from you, struggling with inventory management because you're in analysis paralysis, or chasing invoices because you don't have a proper accounts receivable process. These inefficiencies are costing you time, money, peace of mind, sleep, stress, weight gain, doctor's appointments, list goes on. To address this, I encourage you to conduct what we call a systems audit. Let's start small by looking at just one area of your business. Let's say invoicing. Ask yourself, where are the delays happening? Is it in the creation of the invoices, sending them, or follow-up? I was actually talking to a client just today, and we did this. And it was, send the teams out for the work, review the work, data enter the work, owner to review invoices, admin to send invoice. Can you guess where the bottleneck was? So I said to him, I said, why do you have to review the invoices? Who else can review the invoices? And he said to me, well, so-and-so can do it, so-and-so can do it. I said, so why are you doing it? If you had somebody else doing that, how many hours can you gain back every week? His answer was 5 to 7 hours a week. That just by showing somebody else how to review this one step in his invoicing process, it actually could gain him back 5 to 7 hours a week. That's huge. How many of you would like to gain back 5 to 7 hours a week? Okay, let's get back to what we were talking about. So identifying where in your invoice creation process is the bottleneck. And once you know this issue, then just like my client here today, you can tackle it directly. For instance, if follow-ups are the problem, you could use automated reminders and ensure clients pay on time. By the way, QuickBooks Online actually has automated reminders built right into their system. This invoice is now due in 10 days. This invoice is due in 5 days, okay? Or if it's an inventory management system, implementing software that actually tracks it in real time. Even looking at something really simple as the Kanban system, that's Kanban, Kanban inventory system. Really streamlined, really easy, but it keeps everything organized. The goal here is to smooth out the kinks in your process, one bottleneck at a time, and we have to identify where the kinks are. Again, just one process at a time, one step at a time. One of the common challenges I hear from business owners is the reluctant to delegate. I also want to add, there's also a piece in there that is a opportunity to recognize where they're not delegating and where they're actually interfering in the process. So let's get back. They say no one can do it like me, or it's faster if I just do it myself. Yeah, it might be true, right? But first of all, it's a recipe for burnout. Second of all, how are you ever going to grow and scale? And if you're like my client, don't you want 5 to 7 hours back a week? It's going to take you a little bit of time to show this person how to do it. But at the end of it, your business is now actually positioned for strategic growth. Okay. Delegation is not about giving up control. It's about empowering your team. And with that, let's start small. Choose one task that you can delegate this week and provide clear instructions and expectations. Trust but verify. Check in to ensure that the work is on track. Is this going to take you a little bit of extra time? Yes, it is. Initially, it's going to save you 5 to 7 hours, starting 2 to 3 weeks down the road. It's a no-brainer. As a business owner, I worked with a business owner that I worked with was hesitant to let their assistant handle client scheduling. But after just 1 month of delegating this task, they realized it freed up hours for strategic planning. Isn't that what I was saying? And their assistant did a fantastic job. I just want to add that there's another piece to this, okay? we get in such a habit of the doing that even sometimes when we delegate, the habit just automatically kicks in. So there's a piece of the self-awareness in there that has to be part of this delegation process. Anytime you find myself, oh, I'm just going to do this, ask yourself, is that now actually your job to do? And if the answer is no, oh, right, I delegated this. If you go ahead and do it, you're taking that job away from the person that you delegated it to. What's that going to do for them? Is it going to help them grow? No, it'll actually probably help them shrink because there's going to be something in their head that says, oh my God, my boss did this for me. It's because and they're going to jump to the assumption that it's because I'm not doing it right. And that's going to cost you tons. Many business owners struggle because their systems are far too complicated. They adopt software with all the bells and whistles, but they never fully utilize it. Or they create a process with too many steps, leaving their team confused and frustrated. And I promise you right now that if you're having adoption problems, it's because people aren't clear. Okay, so simplicity is truly the key. I want you to choose tools and processes that are easy to implement and align with your business needs. As an example, a straightforward project management tool like Trello or Asana can help your team stay organized without requiring weeks and weeks of training. One client of mine simplified their employee onboarding process. Instead of a 10-step checklist, they condensed it to the essentials and created a really quick reference guide. It not only saved money, saved time, but then made the process way more effective. So as your business grows, so should your systems. What worked when you were a team of 3 may not work for when you're a team of 15. If your systems are not scalable, you may end up feeling stuck, unable to grow without things falling apart. To create scalable systems, you need to think about the future and ask yourself, will this process still work if my business doubles in size? If the answer is no, it might be a time to reconsider, or it might be a time to go ahead and using the phrase progress over perfection, knowing that it will at least do us until we have 10 in our team, which may take us 2 or 3 additional years down the road, right? Now I'd like to take a moment to think about your business. What is one process that feels messy, tacky, sticky, inefficient? They're always asking you questions. I'd like you to actually drop this process in the comment, and I'd love to help you brainstorm a solution. So for those watching, grab a pen, grab some paper, and write down that one process. Then list 3 steps you could take to improve or simplify. Don't overthink it. Don't edit your thoughts. Just start writing. And I would like to encourage you that sometimes the best way to move forward is by bringing in an expert. Whether it's a consultant or a coach or a software specialist, having someone with experience and perspective can be the key to unlocking your growth. I believe that every business owner has areas that they've kept in the dark, processes they avoid because they feel overwhelmed or the processes feel uncomfortable. So I'd like you to shine a light on those areas. When you face them, you'll find clarity and solutions waiting on the other side. So if today's session resonated with you, I'd love to help you simplify success in your own business. And I invite you to book a complimentary call with me to discuss your unique challenges. Together, we'll map out the next steps to failure proof your business. The link is in the description box below. Please don't wait. And remember, success isn't about being perfect, it's about making progress. Every small step you take creates momentum. Take a moment today to just reflect on what you've learned, and let's start with one small change. I know you've got this, and I'm here to support you in every step of the way. So thank you for spending some time with me. I'll see you next week when we'll dive in even deeper into creating systems for sustainable growth. Don't forget to share your wins and challenges in the comments too. I'm cheering you on. See you next time, guys.